All right, welcome back, guys. We're here with another video, and I'm pretty excited about this one. It's become apparently obvious that I think the fun topic on my YouTube channel is anything surrounding pedal boards, and I get it. I really do. I think it's so cool to go on and try and see what other people are doing, what tools they're using, and so I love the topic of pedal boards. It's so fun to me. It's taking some time to build something and try something and kind of, you know, make it your own. And so obviously I've got some stuff here and I want to talk about that. But this video is really for one reason, and that's there was a company that wanted to send me something and to try out and to do on a video. And so my idea was to make it a larger thing and kind of build something off of it. And so I want to talk about that for a little bit, but real quick, a disclaimer. They're not paying me for this. They did send me the product for free to try out. I got to pick what product I wanted. They did not ask me or tell me. I don't have to give them, you know, what the video looks like. I don't have to send it to them in advance. I don't have to tell them my thoughts first. They just, hey, try this out, do a video. We'd love to have you create something. So very open-ended. And so I chose the product I chose, but they're not paying me. But a disclaimer, they did send me this product to try out and to give you some feedback and maybe encourage you to pick one up. So let's back up a little bit. A couple months ago, the company Xvive reached out to me and they said, hey, we've got two products we'd like for you to try out. You can pick one of them and whichever one you think is going to work better for your content or your playing or whatever. I knew Xvive as the company that makes the wireless in-ears that, you know, you see at Guitar Center. I've got some friends that use them. They're the little unit that plugs in. It's got a little XLR male unit. You plug that in. You can do XLR to 1/4 inch and plug it into like your Avion or ME1 or something. And then you've got a receiver that you wear in your belt and your in-ears plug into that and you got some volume control. So very simple, very cost effective if you want some sort of wireless transmitting in-ear system. Well, it looks like recently they came out with, in that wireless field of stuff, they created a wireless guitar unit, the P58, and specifically that it's a tuner. So you have your wireless transmitter that plugs in directly to the guitar. Very easy, pick your channel, make sure the channel is set the same on the tuner. And now your tuner becomes your output. So out of the tuner comes your signal. You can use this as a standalone, they said. So you can run into the input and use it just as a tuner. So if something were to fail or this were to die mid-set, you could just plug a 1/4 inch in and have a tuner that way. Some interesting things about it that really struck my attention is I loved that it's USB-C charging on the front. So they provide you with a cable, USB-C to USB-C. So very easy to charge this. You can charge on the board. So even if you forget this cable, everybody's got USB-C cables now. Another thing I liked, there's a buffered and a true bypass output. And I like buffered outputs, especially when you're running through stuff. It sounds really good. It sounds clean, really lifts the signal, it feels like to me. Taking high impedance pickups and making it to where it can travel through cables and not lose or degrade at all, if even noticeable. So that's really cool. I have played with this already. That's why it's out of the box. And I tried it. The first time I tried it, I used it just by itself. So I used the provided power supply, which I don't need, but I wanted to show it. So it does come with a provided power supply. So you could run it by itself. Plug this in, turn this on, put this in your guitar, and now you just go out of the output into a DI or into your soundboard or something. And it worked just fine. It was insanely quick, just literally. Pick the same channel, boom. And the tuner was very nice, very easy to see. So I was very excited when I got to try this out for the first time. Very well built, metal construction. It feels nice, it's sturdy. It's not too big. It's a really nice display for your tuner. Very easy to see. So that's kind of the reason why this video is happening. And so when they reached out and they were like, hey, we want to send you this unit, I was like, awesome, I'll take the wireless guitar unit. the first thought was, you know, can I try to find a place for it on my current pedal board and do something that way? But then I looked into it, and this has to be first. So this is the start of your signal if you're gonna run wireless. And I like to run on my electric board. I like my tuner. First off, I like the little tiny tuner I have. It's clean, it doesn't take up a lot of space. I like running it out of the volume pedal. That way it's always on. I just knock the volume off and I can tune really quick. I wouldn't be able to do that with this. This would have to be first in the chain, which wouldn't be a huge deal. It would just be that this would be a master mute, which I'm fine with, but I just like the way my board is set up. So the idea that I had, and this is what I came up with, is what if I built an acoustic pedal board? And I know what you're probably thinking, acoustic pedal board? Acoustics sound great, and they do. I've got my acoustic here. This is the, I'm gonna get the name wrong, so let me pull this up. This is the special edition GPC X1E. So the only thing that makes it special is it's the Hawaiian spruce koa edition, the wood, the top wood. So very nice guitar. It's performance based. It's not too thick, but it's got a lot of great body resonance, and it's fun to play just ambient, not plugged in. I feel like it really resonates well. So using it, you know, for small group settings, that kind of thing, Bible studies is where I kind of use it. But it's a performance model. So the neck shape, really, really nice. The profile, I love the wood grain on the back. It feels really nice. I've just always been a sucker for Martins. I like this shape. I think it's the Grand Auditorium or something. That's what the G stands for, or whatever. Sometimes I do it, you know, no cutaway, but I liked this one, and I think it sounds great. And the pickup in it actually sounds great. It's a Martin pickup. It's their Martin E1 classic volume and tone. I'm pretty sure it's in the bridge. It sounds really clean, and actually, you know, kind of the reason why I want to build this board is depending on where you go. When I plug in here, I've got a decent interface. It's nothing crazy. Through some little tiny desk speakers, I think it sounds fantastic just by itself. But then you get into some other venue and their PA might not sound good. Or you start playing through a system and in your ears it sounds good, but then in the system, you know, with the reflections in the room, it doesn't sound good. Or the other way around. Acoustic's kind of weird in the sense that it kind of depends on the room. It depends on the system you're plugging into, the DIs you're using, and it can sound great in one room and then horrible in the next. So having some onboard kind of control, obviously we've got sound engineers that can do stuff with the board, and they probably will do stuff on top of this stuff, and that's fine. But for me, being able to send something and hear it pre-fader in my ears and know that I'm tweaking and getting out of the stuff that I don't necessarily like out of the way, and having some kind of onboard control really helps. So I thought it would be cool to build a little acoustic pedal board, but I wanted the ball on a budget. I love my electric board, but holy cow, like, it's really easy. Pedals can cost so much money. And if you fall into that trap of having to buy the most expensive and the most name brand, there are great things out there that will get the job done. And so I want to talk about that. So obviously we've got the Xvive P58. This is the wireless system. So that's kind of the start of the board and why we're doing all of this. Very excited about it. And then the next things that I wanted to get, I thought it was just a very tiny board, and I wanted to kind of accomplish a few goals. One, I wanted something that could provide some EQ and be some sort of like a preamp. It'd be great if it had some sort of XLR output, and, you know, with that being its own DI, maybe like a ground lift. And I stumbled on this brand, Sonicake. Super well built, all metal. This is $69. It's a acoustic preamp. It's called the Sonicake A Factory. So what you've got is you've got a preamp on one side and a reverb on the other that's voiced really, really, really well. And you'll hear that in a second. So with the preamp side, you've got a 3-band EQ and a volume knob. With the reverb side, you've just got mix and decay. And then you've also got a notch frequency. So you can scan through and maybe find a frequency that's kind of just, you don't really like it, and you can notch it out. So 3 really cool tools on this. You got a preamp, a reverb, and then also the notch. So you can do 1/4 inch out if you want, but I like that it's got the XLR output. Very well built, very nice, and highly recommend just based on first impressions and the little bit that I have played with it. In that same brand, I did find this other pedal that's equally well built. In fact, it feels almost as heavy, if that could be possible. It's a tank. It's like a solid aluminum or something casing. It's very, very, very robust. I feel like I could chuck this and it would break whatever it hit. The reason I chose this comp, it's the Sonicake source comp, is it has a lot of knobs. It's got a dry knob, so I can fade in how much of the dry signal I want. It's got an output knob and an input knob, so you can kind of tweak, are you going to push into the compressor more and then, kind of squash it on the output, or are you going to lift the output? I don't know. You can kind of mess with those notches or those knobs. Then it's also got a ratio, attack, and a release. So a lot of ways to kind of tweak your compression, and I think it sounds great. So that was $49, and then kind of taking a risk here, not because of price. It was more look and one feature. This thing on Amazon, now this does not feel well built. This is literally plastic. I feel like I could break it if I wasn't careful. But it's got 6 9-volt 100 milliamp outputs and a 9-volt 300 milliamp output. And yeah, I like that it's black. It's very, very small. It's almost as big as a pedal. But one thing I really liked about it, if I ever needed, is it's got 2 plugs that I could run if I needed to charge something really quick at church or something. I've been there where my phone's about to die. Maybe I want to plug my phone in. I wouldn't recommend maybe doing a laptop charger off of this. Probably way too much power draw. But maybe for something small, phone, maybe if you had a GoPro and you were recording your in-ear mix, right? Something that's not as much power output, but that seemed like a really cool feature. And for $17 or $17.99, interested to see how it works. And yeah, so those are the pedals. And then I found this on Amazon. This was $19 or $20, I think, $19.99. I'll put all this in the description too. Very small, just kind of like pedal train style, aluminum. This is the Eno Music Stomp Box. I believe it's like 15 inches by 5 inches. Just very, very small, but just really easy. That doesn't have to be crazy. So we're gonna build a little acoustic board and see how it sounds. So I might talk through some of these things, talk through kind of why I wanted a compressor or a preamp while I build it, and then we'll try it out together. So. I will say the pedal board did come provided with some Velcro. Normally on the bigger boards where there's a lot more stuff going on and tighter lines or just bigger pedals, I will run dual lock. But for this, didn't really feel like it was necessary as it's so tiny. So I'm just using the provided Velcro. But I am going to keep it clean by only putting the Velcro where I need it. That way, because the one thing I hate about traditional Velcro like this is it just gets so dusty. If it's exposed, you can get lint and all kinds of stuff on it. And so only needing it and putting it where I need it might not have the most, I don't know. I think it'll be okay. I think with acoustic boards, it's not like, oh my gosh, you have to have a pedal board. I do think that it will provide some stuff that I'm not necessarily used to getting. I think anything that inspires you to play is a good thing, right? I remember I went to Bible college and I played guitar, electric guitar there. on our small group, and I loved it. And there was one instance where at one of the events that we were putting on, played acoustic for one of the sets, and I didn't have, like, you know, I didn't want to take my board apart, so I just ran my board, and I just, instead of going into my amps, I just ran 1/4 inches into the DI and turned everything off. And then I think it started off, I was trying to run like a little compressor, and I liked that I had a volume knob or volume pedal and then a tuner. And the sound guy was like frustrated with me, and was kind of like making fun of me a little bit for using a pedal board with an acoustic. And granted, it is kind of funny, you know, if you see a dude show up with a ginormous, you know, pedal board for acoustic, it's kind of overkill. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I am trying to, I just want the bare essentials. I want to be able to, you know, change something if it's negligent, if it's something that's not really doing what I want it to do, if I need to make a quick adjustment, and having a little bit of like some playability help with like a compressor, or not that the reverb helps, but man, reverb just makes it fun. When you just start kind of noodling around and you feel like you're playing in this big open cathedral, and like it just, I don't know, there's something special about it. So for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna overkill it. I'm not gonna, you know, go out and spend thousands of dollars on pedals to help something sound better that already sounds good by itself. You know, I'm gonna do this right. I'm not necessarily needing the help, but I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have this. Like I said, it just kind of inspires you to play a little bit. You know, if you like how it sounds, you're probably going to play it. So, all right, got that done. I'm going to try and make sure that these wires are nice and clean.
Have a good day.
All right. That's the pedal board. I will do an iPhone video here so you can see kind of what we're dealing with. Pull this up real quick. Prop it up so I don't have to stand up. There we go. All right. So here we go. We have wireless into the tuner, compressor, preamp, reverb, XLR out, and then power comes in right here. So yeah, again, kind of like what I was saying, I like all the little knobs. You got your 3-band EQ here, your notch, and your reverb with some very simple controls. But yes, that is it. That's the tiny acoustic board. So let's go ahead and plug it in and see if everything sounds good. All right, so that is the wireless unit plugged in. Like I said, you can kind of orient it however you want. And then we're going in here, and this is the tuner. Something that's nice too is whenever you stop playing and it's muted, it's just off. So it kind of helps, I don't know, if you're not into distractions at all. But don't be alarmed. It's not that it's off. The tuner only comes up when you start playing. So, but and you know it says mute. So now if I unmute it, we are getting signal. Now this is what I mean. I don't think that this sounds bad. I don't think that this is like, oh my word, I've got to fix this and make it sound better. I actually really like how that sounds. But it does change depending on where you go and what places you're in. And so having some having some control definitely is nice. So let's walk through that real quick. This is what the compressor sounds like. Very, very, very subtle. Not really looking for it to super squash anything. But again, some of those like, that's without it. And then this is with it. It's just subtle, it helps. And especially if I were to start strumming. It's just gonna help keep everything a little bit more consolidated rather than being able to like have such a wide range of volume if I'm so that's the great thing about a compressor, and honestly a sound man's probably gonna like it. Even if he doesn't know you're using it, he's probably just gonna be like, wow, this guitar player is really helping me out a lot, where I'm not having to constantly ride a fader to make sure that he's in the mix right or wrong or not wrong. So so for me, compressors are nice. Don't overdo it. You definitely don't need to overdo it on an acoustic. There's something special about kind of the conversation on the guitar, and you know, I don't want everything to be loud. Like I might want to accent some notes louder than the others. But I think a compressor is super nice, and for me, it's a no-brainer. All right, so next on the list, we got the preamp. Now, here, I think the high-end stuff of the guitar sounds good, but sometimes, you know, in sound systems and PAs with room reflections, you kind of want to take some of those highs out. At least that's what I feel. When I play, I want to warm it up a little bit, especially because I'm not necessarily playing finger picking all the time. I'm strumming, and it can get really, really, really harsh really quickly. So with the preamp, I take a lot of the highs out. So this is without it, well, that's with it, and this is without it, with it. So on the 3-band here, I've got treble sitting at like, I don't know, 10. Bass is at like 1, and the mids are at, the mid is at like 11. And then volume is pushed a little bit up to, looks like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And then also I've got that notch frequency, trying to find, for me, kind of like, you hear that? So that's if I notch it out, it's gone. If I notch it back up. So I'm trying to find that note as much as I can. Ooh, that note for like Jacob Collier. But so that's the beautiful thing about the notch frequency is like maybe you get in a room and there's just something not really resonating the right way or resonating too much. You can kind of find it and try to notch it out. So again, if I play, that's where it gets, but that notch helps me kind of be able to pull it down. Now, obviously I am literally right in front of my speakers, so it's feeding directly into the hole. That's not necessarily normal, but you can really tell how that notch frequency is working. So, reverb. Like I said earlier in the video, I think this reverb is voiced perfectly for an acoustic. I can't tell if it's like a large room reverb or a small plate. It could be a hall too, but whatever it is, it sounds like they've just got a blanket over it. If it's like someone's covering up your mouth, it's muffled, which is super nice because it sits so well in the mix. That's what I'm talking about when I say like stuff that just makes you want to play. That. So last night, I played a little bit with these before I kind of built it up, but we played House of Prayer in our prayer worship service, and it was so nice to have that like it just was so nice in some of those like low moments. Then when we were ending, it was beautiful because I could just go. So I think that that is just super nice sounding. It makes me want to play. And you know, if we were doing more of a fast song, I don't need the reverb, but it's nice to have it. And just to show you, right, so like that's almost full decay. This would be full decay, full mix. It is not a heavy reverb. It's really easy to dial in. You're not dealing with craziness. So I like to go just a hair above noon on the mix and like 3 o'clock on the decay. You know, stuff like gratitude. Super nice to be able to play that. You know, if I didn't have any of this on and I tried to it's not that it sounds bad, it's that I'd have to push a lot more out of my fingers. And I could do it, you know, but I'm more focused on that than I am my playing. So even just adding that compressor helps me really focus on my playing. That preamp just kind of adds a little bit of color. And then the reverb helps it just kind of sustain out. So, super impressed, really like this. I think it's great. Sonicake did some great stuff with these pedals, the Source Comp and the A Factory, and then really love the Xvive. Thank you, Xvive, for sending me this and letting me try it out. And I would highly recommend it. If you're looking to get into the wireless guitar world, I highly recommend it. This is a really great unit, and you can pick it up at most of your guitar centers. That's where I've seen them the most. obviously online, different Amazon links, things like that. And then, yeah, I'd be curious now to try out I want to try out their wireless in-ears, because if I'm wireless here, I kind of want to be wireless on my in-ears so I can just walk around. But super impressed with this, and thank you for watching. I will say this, crossed 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. That means a lot. This is something I enjoy doing. And the reason I enjoy doing it is because of people like you who comment on my videos. I love the interaction and the dialogue that we get to have, and it's super fun to kind of anticipate some questions and see what comes across the comment section. And so if you're watching this and you're new here, I love to answer questions. And if you have any question about anything, pedal boards, tone, types of pedals, if you have tips, I just did a video, the last one with my board. I did some Tonex V2 stuff, and I put a bass cab on one of them. That was an idea from a YouTube comment. So I just love being able to connect with everybody and just share ideas. So thank you so much for subscribing. I'm pumped that we've crossed that first goal line of 1,000 subscribers. I love doing YouTube stuff, especially around the worship guitar world with pedal boards and stuff. And I look forward to doing it more. And now I do have a baby on the way. He'll be here in less than 4 weeks, so might be a little busy. But if you have questions, keep them coming. Let them know in the comments what you got to know about, what you got, what your pedal board looks like, all those things. Let me know. I'd love to talk. And until next time, again, thank you so much to Xvive. This is an incredible product. I love it. I can't wait to keep using it, and highly recommend. And I think you should go pick one up. So I'll see you guys next time on my YouTube. Thank you so much.